Me being the individual who really done lost a brother to gun violence, me being somebody who really done lost homies in the streets, you know, I got several RIP tattoos on me. Me being somebody who done really spent time in them institutions, really having partners with life sentences. The thing I be telling go Yayo, man, everybody know you willing to die for him. When you gonna live for him?
Wow.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.
Reach out to those prisons and these people who going through stuff. Go Yayo is locked up, and you spoke when he was out, and he lost Get Money Lil Ronnie the other day, and I believe he said some real harsh stuff about when he get out, like it's going down. What could you say to a guy like that to encourage him to try to, level up, and or how would you speak to that situation?
Me being the individual who really done lost a brother to gun violence, me being somebody who really done lost homies in the streets, you know, I got several RIP tattoos on me. Me being somebody who done really spent time in them institutions, really having partners with life sentences. The thing I be telling go Yayo, man, everybody know you willing to die for him. When you gonna live for him?
Wow.
The whole world know you will die for him right now. Won't you live for him? I think we done lost enough. Because if he can come home and crash out, that's cool. You either gonna get locked up or go to the graveyard. Either way, it's a loss.
Man, that's
my thing is, if it's my homeboy and it's his daughter, my thing is now I want to rep for him. Now I want their name and their legacy to live on, in a much stronger way, in a better way. I ain't finna come home and just do that. It's in vain.
Man, that's Bossman Brewster, guys. You look, you could have never answered that better, bro. You hit that on. That's why I know this. He the one, man. You got to understand when God put a special one in, and you answer that perfectly. That's the only way we can do something to help the situation, to help consult the one. Because I hear all the people got in my comments. I don't know how true it is, but they say Get Money Lil Ronnie, all his family gone. Like ain't nobody. That's what they told. I'm looking at the comments because I was doing a review, and it's like, dang, everybody gone. Well, what did you think when you seen that situation? Because I know you've seen this time and time again. What did you think about when you seen it?
And that little girl.
And the little girl.
It was so unfortunate. It was unfortunate, and I tell people, you see this shirt, we got to stop giving little homies bad game. That's what I'm talking about when I'm saying we got to stop giving the little homies bad game. I'm willing to bet everything I got that when them boys stepped around that car wash to do this here, they had no intentions on harming that baby girl. They didn't even know that baby girl was right there.
That's what I thought.
But I tell people, when you live in that life, when you living like that, your intentions wasn't to do this, but anything can happen. Anything goes once we get in here to do this. You know what I'm saying? When I saw it, I said, that's what I'm talking about when I'm stressing to the homies. We got to stop giving little homies bad game. Them some kids that done that. Mm-hmm. So that lets me know whoever the big homies is, whoever it is they looking up to, that you failed them. Not only did you fail the two little boys who committed the crimes, but you failed the daughter, Lil Ronnie, and the community. You failed the community as a whole, because if these my two little homeboys, I'm making sure I'm telling them we don't do nothing goofy like that and just go around and go do. We don't do that. Innocent people done lost their lives countless of times.
Because they're not professionals. A professional gonna hit their target and go.
Well, my thing is, when you say professionals, they ain't even got that kind of drama and beef going on to where we hiring no professionals.
Right.
These are street games with real life consequences and penalties.
Wow.
These are street games. These are video games that these boys are playing, not realizing and snapping that it's real penalties behind this. Like that little girl getting killed, the great state of Texas just may very well give them the death penalty. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you, I believe, and I could be wrong. Granted, I could be wrong. I don't know they situation. I don't really know the ins and outs. But for me being a street guy, a guy who really born and raised in Oak Cliff, somebody who really went to prison for doing these type of activities, they wasn't trying to harm that little girl.
No, I don't think so either.
And this is the breaker. When it hit breaking news, it shattered their world. Mm-hmm.
I got this. I gotta ask this because one thing I keep hearing about situations like this, when people have beefs, whether from this community to that community or whatever to cause the beef, it's usually said that, well, it's too much bloodshed for this to stop. You killed this homie, then I gotta retaliate and stuff like that. What do you say to that kid when, say, it first jump off, that person come kill one of my homies and I feel like I gotta go retaliate, right? How do you stop that child from taking vengeance, or he killed my brother, I gotta do something about it? How do you stop that from going to, okay, I'm killing him, then he gonna come back and kill someone? And that happens so many times. How do you stop that?
So we stop it by the little homies. So once blood, that's one of the reasons why it's so important for us to stop it before the blood is shed. Because once the blood is shed,
yes,
it is so hard to come back from that. So that meaning how this just done happened in the city with homie and his daughter. Then you just told me we got the guy coming home saying the dude that's coming home, he has to be mature enough to understand this ain't finna get me nowhere with me going over here doing this, continuing this here. It's only two outcomes in this: death or prison. Mm-hmm. What you proving? That's why I'm saying you will die for me, but you won't live for me. Wow. You willing to stand on business when it come to sliding and riding, but you won't stand on business and be the man that I need you to be, or the real partner, and help raise my son or my daughter, or to look out for the family, or things like that. Because when it's something real going on with the family, you're gonna be locked up or dead.
Yeah, because he do have a son as well. You
see what I'm saying? My thing is, Brewster's thing is, it got to get to a point to where it got to make sense. Mm-hmm. My mama been to jail, I been to jail, my middle brother dead, and my baby brother been to jail. That's 4 different generations. So when does it stop? We got to start making it make a little sense, bro. It ain't even making sense at this point. We just blindly shooting people. And then when you find out what the nitty gritty of the beef is, the problem, it be something so miscellaneous, something that, one of the homies could have nipped in the bud if they wanted to. Mm-hmm. That's one of my issues with guys that I know got the influence and I know got the cachet. Man, all you got to do is say chill and they'll let that ride. Why continue to let it go on?
Yeah. Maybe because sometimes they don't hear about it till the bloodshed.
Oh, no, they know about it.
They know about it.
They know about it. Ain't nothing moving like that without the homies knowing. When I was in prison, if something go on with my homeboys in this prison, I'm going to be the first person that's notified about it. If something happens with my partners in this prison facility. So I'm also someone that can be a reasoning ear, meaning if something happened, my voice is strong enough with my homeboys to where I can be like, hey, man, hold up before we do that, bro. Let's see what's really going on, man. Let's do this and let's do... My voice is that strong with them. Well, we have certain pillars in our community where they voice is that strong to where they can put a halt to it if they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And when I say halt, no, they not God. They can't stop, every single thing that's going on. But I'm saying they can stop it from the standpoint of, hold up, little homie. Let's find out what's going on. Or, man, you know what? That ain't even that serious. You would be surprised at what a phone call can solve. You would be surprised at what a one phone call, how it can stop so much confusion and drama, yet we never picked that phone up to make that call. My bad. Egos, pride, those things are and it's unfortunate because it's only within the black community like that. Black men, we'll challenge each other so fast. We'll kill each other. We'll destroy each other without thinking twice. But you will consider before you do something to another race or nationality, because you'll be thinking about them consequences.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.